Okay, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in, checking out what's going on. If you're interested in what's going on in the stock market, my name's Russ. Today in the market was a pretty crazy day. Did not expect this bull run to come out of nowhere or continue the little bounce up we had yesterday. Honestly, all of my logic at this point has kind of failed me. I don't have a reason why anything is happening the way it's happening, other than stocks go up. So it would seem as though right now it looks as though the Santa Claus rally is back on. I guess better late than never. I didn't get that memo. And at the same time, there's a possibility that this could just be what they're calling a double top, or there's a lot of times when there has been crashes, there's a rally before the crash. But the problem is usually crashes happen when something shows up that we don't expect. And right now we kind of see everything that's happening in the market, between obviously the stuff that's going on with the Fed and the stuff that's going on with the new coronavirus. Oh, sorry, it's been a long day. And then also there's stuff that's going on with inflation, things of that nature. There's a lot of stuff. It really doesn't make a lot of sense. However, a rising tide does tend to raise all boats, or lift all boats, I believe is the statement. And so we're going up. And as far as I can tell right now, pretty good chance we're going to continue to go up. So let's just go ahead and jump over to the charts and see what we can discover about, how we feel about our markets. And again, you can see I'm here on, let me make sure we're over here. We're on IWM. For those of you that are new, this is the Russell 2K. This is 2,000 of the best small companies in America, and this is my chart for the Russell 2K. You're looking at it on the daily time frame. If you don't know what that means, get a hold of me on Facebook, and I'll be happy to explain it. Have this conversation with you. As you can see, this. So let's go ahead and move over to the 1 minute first. Let's pull back to that. And you can see what happened. It'd probably be a little easier to tell on the 30-minute what happened. And you can see that we have this massive rally up. Started about yesterday, halfway through the morning. And as of right now, it just continues to build steam and keep going. A little flattening out here into the after hours. But you can see we've got this massive rally happening. And as we talked about yesterday, let me go ahead and get rid of some of the chart noise really fast. I was going to edit all indicators. Not that one. I need this one. Let me get rid of these really fast for you guys. Okay. So this clears up some of the chart noise. So again, you can see massive bull rally started about halfway through yesterday and is continuing. Really quite impressive, to be honest with you. Now, there's a couple of things that you want to notice is if you were here yesterday or watched yesterday's video or don't know, yesterday I drew this arrow down. So the bigger trend right now is still to the downside, but we have this trend moving up very rapidly. But that's not to be misconstrued as anything important or as anything, whether it's good or bad, or whether we're back on the bull rally. Okay. First of all, I want you to notice over here. I'll just grab this arrow I got right here and drag it over. Where is this? Okay. You can see before we have had upward moving direction, momentum. Okay. We've had that before. We got that right there where I put that, move the new arrow to. This does not mean one green candle does not mean we have saved the day. Okay. And it definitely doesn't mean that the Santa Claus rally is by any means back on. Okay. What's more important to look at here is this green candle to the, or this green line to the, I think it's green or blue, whatever. This line, this arrow to the downside. Let me turn that other one off. Super trend, turn off. It's still got to get above this trend. Okay. Our top trend is still in the downward direction. We're still moving downward. Little short-term breaks here and there, but this pretty much is still a downward move. That means tomorrow what we really need to see is the candle open above this arrow and stay above there in order for us to go short. We'll be definitely watching it. It's going to be a little bit tricky. One of the things I want you guys to see really fast, and this is what makes this so tricky, is if you can see into the open, had a little spike up, but then we started with the pullback, bounced off of the 50 on the 5. It's a little bit more clear what actually happened if you look on the 1 minute. And so we had this really sort of weak bouncing into the open. We had a high up here, pulled back to the 50, again pulled back to the 50, and even below the 50-day average. Really looked like it was going to be weak, and then out of nowhere, here come the bulls, and built this nice little run up. They just kept bouncing off of the 50 EMA all day. A little bit of a pullback, obviously. So these two little things, they happen every day. These two little, let me see if I can draw a little box around them. These little pullbacks, they happen actually every day, almost like scheduled. And they happen for a reason, because traders who trade on margin have to return their margin at certain points. So what they do is they sell out of their positions. They re-up their margin so they don't pay interest on it, and then they continue on. So you can see these two little dips, they happened, but was anything but the end for this. Now, the one thing you can see again from what we looked at yesterday, it's the same sort of scenario. We're basically holding up here with no volume, which tells me a couple of things. It tells me we don't have a lot of buyers, but for the downside movement, it also tells me we don't have a lot of sellers. There's nobody really interested in selling in this area, or looking to sell or get out. Now, keep in mind that there's a lot of us that's getting towards Christmas time. So getting towards Christmas time. So going to have a lot less traders just active during this time of year, because you're getting close to the holiday. One thing I do want to look at is go over to the weekly really quick. Again, I want you to notice, I'll go ahead and get rid of my down arrow. We don't need that for the time being. This is, again, you can see what we drew. I haven't moved these lines at all from yesterday, right? Obviously, we have this top resistance line right here. That's our peak resistance at around $237. It did break above there, but it was immediately pulled back down, and it really hasn't been able to get up there very much. You probably even tighten it up and say resistance is probably a little closer to 233. Okay. The other thing that we can see is that we have this line. All of these candles kind of stay above here, above this dotted line that I put. And the reason that line's important is because there's it was back in here really quick. All right. So you can see how, like, we built up, we did the breakout above that line. This here is resistance. So you had some buying in this area and some selling, and some guys forced it up through that price. And so they're very interested in not losing their money. So they're going to continually keep buying right in this sort of range right there, because they don't want to lose, right? The traders who are holding this up are propping it up, basically, because they don't want to lose their money. So again, when we fell below that line, we knew there could be some stop losses. We tripped a few of them, and then stuff. And then immediately again today, traders came back in and bought this right back up to this resistance line. If we break over this line, we could see, looks like we could see 227 again is a possibility. kind of anywhere in here. 1, 2, 3, got that. 1, 2, 3, got that. We could really see 227 up there. We can see some of the stuff a little closer in 223 or around about 220s area. I've seen 220s quite a bit. I've traded this from those points at this stuff. So there is a bit where if we get above there, we can see above the 220s and stuff like that. Again, I did, mention yesterday in my technical analysis, don't be surprised to see this come back up and test 218. I did not expect it to be so strong. But with it where it's at, I'm not convinced that it is exactly the Santa Claus rally yet. We need one candle either above this or we need one candle above this line, okay, in order for this to be like really considered a rally. Again, we can go to the daily and you can see it. We need to tighten it up on the daily. Really need to see it break above all of that in order for that to be our change and transition. Overall, this is more than likely a technical bounce. And there's a couple of things about it. One, the fact that this candle before is a Doge candle. This is what they call a Doge candle. And it just shows sort of a market pause or no change in actual direction of anything. But it doesn't really mean anything because we have a Doge here and the broader trend is to the downside. So on a technical side, if you're technically trading and you're a bull, you're going to buy here just on the off chance that you get this lift. But the chances are with like the current market conditions, we're probably headed lower unless, again, for some reason there's a Santa Claus rally. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this down. I can go over really fast and look at SPY, and we can kind of see the same thing over there. Notice again, you can see the same thing on SPY. Came down, touched that resistance. We're headed back up above the 50, up towards there. Again, this is a pretty tough resistance spot. I kind of would expect SPY to go up here, touch this, and then come back down. And the reason for that is what I am seeing is a head and shoulders pattern form here. I got one shoulder here. I got the start of a head here. One coming up and touching here would definitely spell sort of the end for this double top right here. Basically spells the end for the run in the SPY unless it can break above this 470 level and stay up there. Unless it can find support up above 470, I'm fully expecting this thing to just basically not do anything, just be trash. But that's the SPY. The other one to look at right now is QQQ. And QQQ, they trade with each other. You can see there the 50 has come into the 200 on QQQ. We're well above support. We're halfway towards resistance, and it does look like it's burning out. But again, look at these candles. And if you pull back, if I zoom in on, here we've got our volume profile line down here somewhere on the bottom. You can't really see it, but it's almost non-existent. You can see this volume candle. That's huge. You can see the rest of these pretty tiny. So I'm not all in for support of QQQ, the NASDAQ and tech right just yet on a technical perspective. But definitely from a fundamental perspective, there's a possibility of a bounce. I'm going to go ahead and go back to this. We can pull down the chart. I don't think I need that anymore. So basically, from a technical perspective, we seem to have a rally going on. It is pretty risky to be in this. So no matter what, manage your position size, manage your risk, know what you're doing. If you have any questions about day trading, feel free to reach out to me. If you have questions about this video, if you don't even know what you don't know and you'd like to find some stuff out, reach out to me on Facebook. Just look me up on the Russell Journal or Russell Liss. If you are interested in starting to trade or get involved in the stock market, learn about how to trade options or stocks themselves, Go ahead and download Webull. My girlfriend should have put that video or the link to Webull in the description somewhere for you guys. If not, again, just reach out to me. I have a link. If she has a link, we can get you some free stocks and all sorts of promotional stuff. As far as how I'm really thinking about playing tomorrow, really I'm baffled. By rights, I should be long biased, like very long biased. But we've been here before and it usually tanks. It's going to really depend on like what the news says and what happens around the new COVID variant. If we have a handle on it and we believe it's not going to shut anything down or slow up the supply lines, then I believe Santa Claus Rally is back on. And if it is a problem, if we do get dinged for it, then I guess we'll go back into the continuing market slump. Just watch those areas. If we get a move or break above them, then sure, bull rally for sure. If it rejects there and goes down, then hopefully it's a bear buffet. With that, guys, have yourself a good night. Happy trading. I'll see you guys out there somewhere on the internet.